Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that's honestly super important for anyone working in India. We're talking about workplace safety and the law that's supposed to have your back.
So let me just ask you straight up. What actually protects you from harassment at work? Like, for real? Do you know? It's a question that frankly everyone, from the newest intern to the CEO, should know the answer to.
And, let's be real here. This isn't some minor inconvenience. Sexual harassment at work, it's like a wrecking ball. It can seriously mess with a person's health, both mental and physical. It absolutely destroys team productivity. And for a company, it can wreck its reputation for good. The fallout is just huge.
So what's India's answer to this big problem? Well, it's a law with a pretty long name, the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act of 2013. But you're probably going to hear it called the POSH Act. And that's exactly what we're breaking down today.
Okay, so the first thing you really need to get is that the POSH Act's definition of sexual harassment is super broad. It's not just about, obvious physical stuff. We're talking unwelcome comments, weird looks, asking for sexual favors, even just creating an environment that feels hostile or intimidating. The whole point is to cover all the bases.
So who's actually protected by this? You might be surprised. It's pretty much everyone. The law's idea of a workplace isn't just some fancy office building. It's factories, schools, NGOs, hospitals, heck, even your work-from-home setup counts. And it doesn't matter if you're a full-time employee, a temp, an intern, or a consultant. This law is built to include just about every single worker.
All right, so how does this whole thing actually work inside a company? What's the mechanism? Well, it all hinges on one crucial thing, the Internal Complaints Committee, or ICC. You can think of it as the in-house referee, the legally required group that has to handle any and all complaints.
Now, they can't just throw anyone on this committee. The law is really specific about who's on the ICC, and it's all about fairness. It has to have a senior woman as the leader, plus at least 2 other employees who are known for their commitment to women's rights. But here's the real game changer. There has to be an external member, someone from an NGO or a legal expert who doesn't work for the company. That's a huge deal for keeping things unbiased.
And what if a company just decides, we'll skip that? Well, the law has some serious bite. If you're an employer with 10 or more people and you don't have a proper ICC setup, you could be looking at a fine of up to 50,000 rupees. The message is crystal clear. This is not a suggestion, it's a requirement.
Okay, so let's say you need to file a complaint. What happens? First, you've got to put it in writing, and you have about 90 days from when the incident happened. The ICC might suggest something called conciliation first, which is kind of like mediation to see if you can solve it amicably, but no money can be exchanged. If that doesn't work, or if you don't want to do it, then a full-blown formal investigation kicks off. And this is so important. The entire process is legally required to be confidential. That's to protect everybody's privacy.
All right, we've talked a lot about the employees' side of things. Let's flip the script. What about the employers? What are their non-negotiable duties under the POSH Act? What's on their checklist?
So here are the 5 big things every single employer has to do. 1, have a crystal clear POSH policy and make sure everyone sees it. 2, create that ICC we just discussed and make sure it's compliant. 3, run regular training sessions on this stuff for all employees. 4, post information about the policy and who's on the ICC somewhere obvious, like on a notice board. And 5, they have to file an annual report saying, yep, we're doing all this. It's a pretty thorough list, right?
But, just ticking off those boxes, that's really just the bare minimum. The real spirit of the POSH Act goes way beyond just not getting fined. It's about something way more important. It's about actually building a culture where respect is the default.
And this quote really nails it. Compliance is not just about avoiding fines, it's also about making the workplace safe. That's it right there. That's the mindset shift we're talking about. It's moving from just reacting and following rules to proactively making sure people feel safe.
Let's break down that difference. On one side, you have compliance. That's just about avoiding fines, having a policy on paper, and reacting when something bad happens. But on the other side, you have culture. And that's about building trust, making sure everyone is treated with dignity, and really ensuring safety before something happens. It turns a legal box-ticking exercise into a real moral commitment.
So that leaves us with one last really important question for you to think about. Your own workplace, whether you're just starting out or you're running the show. Is it just following the rules, or is it actually genuinely building respect? Because that difference, that's everything.